Hey everyone, I'm back again, and today is a nice and sunny day, so I thought I'd make the most of it and do a little bit of a service on my Audi TT 3.6. So you can see it in the background there. It's just warming up a little bit, just so a lot of the oil can come out and flow much easier. But what I'll do is I'll just show you just how it goes with the servicing of the 3.6 engine. Now this video doesn't only apply to the 3.6 VR6 motor that's found in the Passat R36 and maybe some later variants of the Passat and some Skodas, but it will also apply to the 3.2 litre Mark 1 Audi TTs and R32 Mk4s, as well as the 3.2 Audi TT 8J and Mk5 R32. Now as usual, it's safety first, so there's me grabbing my trusty brick to chock the back wheels. As you can see, I use a low slung trolley jack that can get right in there after I've raised one wheel up and raise the car from the subframe. I really like this jack because it's just so super handy and makes life easier when jacking the car up from either the front or the back in one go. And what I've actually got are these cool little hockey puck adapters, which I just got off eBay or AliExpress. They've got the special, the special shape to them that allows them to sit in the specific recesses underneath the body, so that you can jack and have the car up safely on jack stands without having to damage the undercarriage or use points that aren't meant to be used. So, highly recommend these. Every Audi TT owner should have some. Best thing, I'm pretty sure I got these for like not even $10 for the pair, Australian dollars. Alright, I'm hoping you guys can see that, but you can see that this is that hockey puck, and then you've got the jack stand under there, so the jack stand's not actually touching anything, but the hockey puck is slotted right into that fitting, which is made for the jacking point, and so there's no risk of any damage here to the side skirt. Alright, cool. So let's carry on. Just make sure that that does not touch up there. I think it's going to touch, which is not good. So I think I'm going to need some cloth or something, some foam, to make sure it doesn't scratch the paint. So before we get under the car, I'll show you what basic tools will be needed to do the job. Quite easy, just need a socket set and some Allen keys. 19mm socket on a 3/8 ratchet to do the drain sump plug, and then some hex bits there to undo the filter drain plug, which I'm hoping doesn't strip out on me, because I've done these before and they can be very soft and they tend to round out, which is not so great. So let's have a look and see what it is we're doing today. Alright, so just going to put down my little servicing cardboard so I don't have to have my back on the ground for most of it. Hopefully it doesn't blow away. Oh god! Because it's windy today. So I'll show you where it is we'll be working. So first bit is to drain. Hold on, let's get around here. First bit is to drain from this little plug there. You can see it's an Allen key. I believe it's 6mm. And I'm just hoping that doesn't strip out when I get to removing it. They commonly do, which is really annoying. And then you want to take all this off, so that's the first little drainage there from the housing, the oil filter housing. And then from the engine, this is underneath of a 3.6 liter engine. This is the oil drain plug, 19mm socket, nice and easy. So let's go. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this so that everyone can see what's going on. All right, so I've got my oil tray ready. What I'm going to do is I've already removed this from its little holder, this here. What I'm going to do is remove this little sump plug. It's a 6mm Allen key, and that'll start draining out some of the oil from that housing. After that, I'm going to be taking off that whole bottom black cover, which then takes out the rest of the oil. Yes. It's going a little bit sideways because it's windy today. That's all right. Well, that's happening. There. I think that's 32mm socket. Let's have a look. I'll do this on a windy day. Oil goes everywhere. Okay, so I've got a 36mm socket here. Let's just stop that from happening.
A 36mm socket isn't likely going to be a common size that you'll get in a socket set, so make sure before you start that you do have access to one of these.
Jesus, I need a cloth. 36, perfect. So yeah, 36mm socket. Which way? Oops. Do I go? Right, left. Okay. Once it's kind of cracked, you can definitely just turn it. So this is the oil that I'll be using. It is a little bit thicker than what you'd normally use. However, I know that I drive a little bit on the more spirited side of things, and so I'm going for a little bit of a thicker oil. This is the oil filter that I definitely would recommend. It's sort of an OEM spec, and you can tell the difference between these ones and the, I guess, the other style that you can get with the filter being sort of this corrugated wavy pattern versus the filters that are straight on the inside. So let's have a look and see what I mean. So you can see that with this Perflux one, the filter material itself, there's this sort of like really wavy pattern to it, which gives it more surface area to filter with. So that's the one that you should be looking for, and not the ones where the filter material just goes straight up and down like that. Now inside the box, you'll also have some O-rings. So I'll show you where these go, but you should have this big O-ring here. And then on top of the filter is a little O-ring, which you'll be removing because you want to place that on the small Allen key drain plug on that black filter housing. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you where these O-rings go. So, as I said, the little one will go here, and then the big one goes here. So I'm going to get my pick tool to be able to take those off and switch them around. You can see that someone, i.e. me, forgot to change the O-ring here originally. So you're meant to take that off and pop it around there to make sure you've got a tight seal when you reinstall everything. So that can come out. This kind of just clicks back in. Doesn't really matter as long as it's in. That away. Whoops. So we'll swap that around first. Old one. New one. Cover that in some oil. Good. Get that one off. Where's the other one? Okay. This one, again, I'm going to just grab some oil. Lube it up. Alrighty. Pop that on. Sorry if it's going out of focus here, but it should give you a good idea of what you need to do. It's nice and easy. Make sure that's in that sort of bottom ridge there. And then I can go in. So I'll put this guy back in. I always like to go backwards first. Feel the click and then go forwards. Just do that hand tight for now. There is a torque spec, but I'll detail that later on. Here, the torque spec is right there. 25 Newton meters for this black 36 mil socket. Alright, so I'll drain the rest of the engine oil out now. Get tight.
Just going to fast forward here a little bit so you don't have to watch all the oil drain out slowly. I'm really sorry about the wind, everyone. Look at that oil just flinging around there because of that heavy wind. I will do my best to reduce this post-processing, so hopefully it's not too bad.
It's not tight at all. I think that's good. So guys, you can see that, while that oil is draining, you can get the oil filter housing topped up, as well as a little oil filter housing plug.
Now you would have noticed when I was beginning to put the sump drain bolt back in that I was really careful with threading it on. You can cross thread the bolt hole here, so just make sure that before you do start spinning it on there that the thread has caught and it is on there nice and square, so that you don't, I guess, ruin yourself with doing this job by cross threading that bolt.
Snug. Now I'm just going to pop that back in. Done. Oh, this oil has gone everywhere. Let's just fix that. Even up on the wheel. What the hell? How did that happen? Degrease that. And up there. Jesus. Degrease that. Best. So I've got a 6-litre engine oil to put in. The amount to fill up is 5.5, so there's going to be a little bit left over, but I'm going to stop when it gets to around about the 5.5 mark on the can, and then check the level. Let's have a look.
It's a little bit difficult to see what the level is here, but it was definitely under the lowest marking. So I needed to add a little bit more oil.
Alright, cool. Now that is done, we go back in and reset. Reset this guy. So we can see says oil service due 23 days ago. Whoops. So on this right hand side, pull again, and wait. No, what? So pull again. That's been reset now. No more spanner. No more service reminder. You can double check that. Service, oil, all good. 1 year. Of course, we will be doing that more often. This service reminder needs to be reset using BCDS or a dealer tool. Alright, so that's the job done. Now it's all good to drive. So as you can see, the oil change isn't too hard. So if you've got some time and the tools, save yourself some money and do your own oil changes in your R36 or your R36 TT or your 3.2 VR6 TT. It'll be pretty much the same thing. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that video and see you next time. Bye.
Remember to press subscribe to see more Audi TT Mark II and 3.6 VR6 content.